Hello everyone, welcome back to Roleplay Central. We're back with another episode. We're going to be revisiting our world we were building in the Microscope game a couple episodes ago. And we're just going to be doing world building overall. I think,
just some basic stuff.
Yeah, but before we do that, we have a couple of announcements. Firstly, the book we talked about on the previous episode is now out on the website. So the website will pop up on the screen or in the description, either way. Head over there and grab the copy of it today. The PDF is $15, and we're going to be able to support credit and debit cards here soon this week.
By the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, by the time this episode's out, we should be able to not to accept anything other than PayPal too.
Yeah.
So there is that. But now we have the
dice.
Book, we have dice. We had
one of those shirts.
Yeah. I think that's all we had to announce, right? I'm not missing anything?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so let's get into building more of this world that we were talking about before. So if you guys haven't seen that episode of the Microscope game, we played for about an hour on, I think it was episode 8 or 9 that we played that. And we got a lot of really good plot points to go over, and we got really far in that, further than we thought we would. So we, I don't know where we're gonna start.
We opted just to do physical world building this time, except for the map. We're gonna do the map on a later episode.
Yeah,
right.
And we have our own ideas for.
We're gonna figure out some details about the map. Are gonna come up today.
Yeah. So Tyler, if you want to start with what you wanted to.
The first thing that we were going to talk about was the amount of days in a year, because days are 6 hours.
Yeah.
Right. So, do you want to roll on this table, or should we just figure something out?
Let's do it. Let's live.
Okay. Do you want to go? Whoa, that's a lot of dice. How many?
I think.
Okay.
What am I rolling? Just count up what you just rolled.
Do you want to go? Okay. Roll a d4.
A d4?
Roll a d4.
That would actually be funny if we just counted up what
we're using Madeline Hale's Table Fables for some of this stuff.
4.
4. Okay. Roll. Okay, you might have to do this on your phone. You got to roll 10 d100s.
10 d100s.
There's a lot of days in the year.
Jeez. 10 d100s.
Plus 100. 10 d100 plus 100. There's a lot of days in the year. It takes a long time for this planet to go around the sun.
Well, it kind of makes sense. Since a normal day for us is 12 hours, and the world we're creating is 6.
Day is
if we
24.
just doubled 365, that would be.
Oh yeah, you could just
over
roll
700.
10 d100s, I guess. Yeah, hey, we could just average your numbers.
Yeah.
So we can take John's number and take Shiler's number and average it. Here. Okay, that's what we'll do.
Mine's 765.
Is that plus the additional 100?
Oh,
so
the additional 100?
Yeah, it's 10 d100 plus 100.
Oh, so yeah, 865 then.
865. Okay. Write that down somewhere.
Okay.
504.
So
that's with
average
the extra
that
100?
out.
That's with the extra 100? So it's 10 d100s.
Plus 100.
Yeah, plus 100.
Okay, so yeah, average those two numbers out.
The average is 684.5.
Okay, we'll just go 6 to 85. Okay, so somebody write down 685 days in a year.
John's got it.
Okay. There's a lot of days in a year. Okay. Do you want to roll first planet size, or do you want to just decide? Okay,
so
roll a d10.
685
How
days.
How big is the planet?
Itty bitty.
How big is it? Don't roll a 1. Do not roll a 1.
This is not the time for a natural 1.
It's a d10.
This is the time for a natural 1.
This is the time for like a 10.
A 10.
Hey!
It's a 10? Okay, it's massive. It's the size of the sun.
Oh, jeez.
So the sun in this solar system is magnitudes bigger than even that. So this is crazy.
Wow.
Okay, land to water ratio. Roll a d100.
And this thing's just
Well, no, I mean we can scale the size up of the actual sun so that like it's
Pick
still
a number 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
Yep.
3.
53.
It's 53% water. So it's almost half and half.
Not bad.
53% water. Okay.
Okay. That was crazy. Okay. Well, that's it from here. So what else do you guys want to talk about? Oh yeah, how many continents? Roll a d6. John.
A D6?
Yeah, roll a d6. Be funny if it was that size and there was
3.
one continent.
There's 3.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Roll another
dude.
d6.
So these continents are the size of like Pangea.
2?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 continents.
Wait.
After I rolled the 3?
Yeah, 3 is to decide what die you're rolling to find out how many continents there are.
Oh.
Massive
Okay.
continents. And
Yeah, so I mean, either they're really big continents or they're small and there's just a lot
Well,
of
that
islands.
that will make it easy. Though it's like we can make one like a completely separate.
Well, I mean,
climate and everything
we
from
can make
everything else.
2, and I mean that simplifies the map a lot.
Yeah,
because a lot
we
of the
can make
map.
one like a forest mountainy area,
So,
and
like,
then the other like a
There are
desert
two.
tropical.
There are 2 very very large continents, and then all the other land is just in islands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe we should just times 2 that just for the
4?
sake of the
Okay.
massive...
There can be 4.
Freaking...
Massive scale.
The massive scale.
Massive scale. Yeah.
Because
It's like
2 continents on that
I know.
big
It's
of a
like-
planet.
Everybody definitely thinks that the Earth is flat because nobody's ever like been all the way.
Yeah. it
I don't
would
even
take-
know if there's
how
another
many-
place to go.
How
Nobody
many
even
years does
believes
it take
Nobody-
how many years
nobody
would it
believes
take
it.
to go around
Between
this
continents, it's like
world?
I think we're the only ones, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, this is big.
I've heard rumors of distant lands that.
I mean, how many Earths fit in the sun?
Thousands.
Thousands.
Hey Siri, how many times does the Earth fit in the sun?
The answer is that it would take
1.3 million.
1.3
Oh,
million
Jesus.
Earths to fill up the sun.
1.3 million times the size of Earth. Holy crap!
Yeah, everybody's positive the Earth's flat because
And
nobody's
Hey,
been.
we've got
Is there-
room for absolutely anything we want
Is
to do
there
with
a
this.
table for how many people there are around this?
No, we can. I don't think so.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe we roll a D100 and multiply that by like a million.
No. I mean, it's going to be different depending on what time of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Depending on the time period.
yeah.
So we know there are 4 giant
Yeah,
continents.
so let's
and then,
recap everything we've got so far, John.
Okay, so it's 685 days of the year. It's the size of the sun. And then the land to water ratio is half and half.
well, 53,
53%.
47,
50.
53, 47.
Oh, okay. Well, basically half and
Yeah,
half.
slightly more water.
And there's 4 continents.
Okay.
And then, should we talk about God being Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Cthulhu is God.
It's canon.
Well, you could just be one of. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
no. I
honestly,
know.
this is good.
No. So like,
maybe
so like,
he only takes over this.
I'm not saying.
continent.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. So like.
So this is a good,
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
place to start on that. It's like I brought up earlier when we first got here.
Yeah. About the.
I want the elementals to be in the pantheon.
Yeah.
Because
so, like,
it seems to fit.
we have elemental titans that act as gods. We have Cthulhu, and then we have other gods.
Well, and
Right.
is this all?
Well, I was
happening
thinking like the
in,
elementals
you
are
think
like the energy of
Yeah.
the world,
Yeah.
and they're they're part of the pantheon, and they create titans.
How many?
Like
Oh,
they're
okay.
not gods, but they're like
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
Just
act
thinking
creations
they act
of-
it.
And this thing is happening on the whole entire world, right? On the whole.
What thing is happening? Yeah. I mean, that was just general
All
world
these
history.
events, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Or is this happening?
That was-
on one
I'm-
continent.
Well, I mean, it could be one continent. It's just general world history. So, like, a lot of it could just happen on one continent,
Yeah.
right?
I would think
To me-
everything about Necropolis and
that-
stuff
Oh,
should
yeah.
be on one continent.
How many moons?
Oh yeah, that's right. How many moons?
How many moons? There would need to be a lot.
This would need to be like
I don't know,
like
either
10,
that or I don't know.
moons.
Roll a d10 and like I don't have a table for it. I don't think.
Roll a
But
d20.
yeah, roll a d20 and it's got that many moons.
6.
Okay, and then do we just say that they're all like one size to make it easier, or should we?
Yeah.
Okay, they're all small. They're all the size of Mars. Let me see if there's any else.
What is the like? Is there a specific?
So Google says a planet with that's the size of the sun would have 401 moons.
Well, I don't think
we don't need that many. But like moons, also, if we're going any
what is
sort
the
of like,
significance? I mean,
the moon will keep
What?
the tides down. That's the thing, is it controls the tides. That's what the moon does. So
well, yeah, and in fantasy settings like this is like moons typically have some kind of magical kind of sense to them.
yeah,
So like there are probably multiple.
so maybe they
moon.
are large moons.
Yeah,
instead?
I mean they could be large. They could be so large would be. Large would be the size of Neptune, so roughly 30,000 miles. In
circumference.
Yeah. How many did we decide on?
6.
6. So there's 6 Neptune-sized world moons.
okay.
That should cover the gravity and tides aspect. But yeah, like there's obviously like a magical aspect to it. Like there's probably a god of the moon or a goddess of the moon or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I know the elves have isn't it Saloon?
Mm-hmm.
Saloon is the goddess of the moon and Shar is the goddess of the darkness.
Mhm.
Right. I mean, so those two could be in the pantheon.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got those two. We got Cthulhu. We got elementals.
And then if we wanted to go
Are we
off
gonna
of
go
like
into the
having
others
a
that are
dragon
along with
god too,
Cthulhu?
I don't know.
do we want to do that? Like have
That could get
a
scary.
dragon god like
Yeah, I mean,
that? Because I just think like for
think,
subclass
like-
purposes, if we make ever any in our world, then if we wanted to make anything devoted to dragons, that would be a good way to have it.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, we could just use Tiamat or Bahamut because they're already like dragon gods.
Yeah.
Or both. Because like one's the god of lawful dragons and the other one is the goddess of chaotic dragons.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know anything about the cosmology related to Cthulhu. So like you're the one.
Yeah,
who
you're the
knows that
Cthulhu
stuff. I don't know anything about that. I just thought it sounded cool.
Because there's 11 total.
Okay.
Wait, 11 what?
Gods.
Gods related to
Mythos.
Cthulhu. Yeah. So I mean, let's say we have those, we have the elementals, and we have some other gods like Saloon, like Shar, like the elven deities and the dwarven deities and stuff like that. Like I think that covers enough of the pantheon. And then I don't know anything about any of those 11 gods, so I mean, whatever they cover.
They get most of them get bigger and more. messed
There is a
up.
god generator in here. We could roll for a few gods.
Let's do it. Roll
Okay,
for some gods.
Okay, I'll find the
Yeah,
table.
because I could imagine on each of these continents, like there could be like a
Well, 'cause
totally different.
With
like,
how big
structure.
these, even though there's 4 continents, they're still freaking massive.
And,
Yeah.
So there's
to be
gotta
fair,
be
some
plenty
of the-
of
there's gonna be
religions
to be fair,
on each
some
thing.
of the moons might be inhabited because they're pretty big.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, okay, so roll a d20. Or yeah. Do you want to roll for the name of the god too? Because there's a small list of names, or we could rename it on our own.
either way.
Either way,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, roll a d20.
19.
The god of life. Roll another. It's 3 d20s total. They get 3 domains. Life healers. Okay, that makes sense.
And 6.
and wildfires. Life, healers, and wildfires. So it's like destruction and creation, right?
Okay.
This is like a
life healers.
this is like a general like goddess or god or goddess of life and destruction, right?
Yeah.
Life
which
and
makes sense. Natural disasters for our world. That makes a lot
Okay,
of sense.
how many do you want to roll on this table? How many gods do you want to come up with?
What if we just come up with our own?
That's what I'm thinking. It's like
I mean, we should
try making a couple of our own.
And then if we get stuck, I mean, because I'd imagine like there's got to be a pretty.
Do you want to roll on any more in here, or should we just go?
Let's hold off on that for
homebrew?
now.
Yeah. Okay.
And because I'm sure we'll have to. I mean, because I'm just thinking
also,
like.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of different religions, like what you said, because this is a massive.
There's also a cult generator.
Cthulhu.
Do you want to?
Let's do that.
Cult
Okay.
Cthulhu.
Let's roll for one cult.
Okay,
we got to have at least one cult.
The predominant cult
like
in the
this.
world.
I think it should be a cult.
This cult. Yeah. Well, no, there's that. So like that's always been around.
And then the other one.
So yeah.
The other most
Okay,
popular
so this is the second most popular cult next to Cthulhu.
20?
8. 3 8s. 3d8.
This is kind of interesting how this table's laid out. I would have never thought you roll a dice for what dice you're supposed to roll. Like, what?
Well, that's neat. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so this is the cult name. So, Servants of the Enlightened God. So the Enlightened God is a god. They just call him the Enlightened God.
What does it
mean? Then they worship. Oh, okay. We get to find out what they worship. A d20. Roll a d20.
Wildfires.
John, roll a d20. Okay, so
7.
The servants of the Enlightened God worship a standard deity. So just one of the deities. Okay. Yes.
Jendi.
No, they worship the creation and destruction god.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That fits. Yeah. Notable feature. Okay, roll a d10.
There's more to it. Sweet.
When you're ready.
Anytime.
Sorry,
No, it's fine. It's all good.
Hey, Tyler,
Yeah.
real quick. Can you...
No, d10. D10. To find out a notable feature about this cult.
3.
They're known for being quiet. So they're like a secret cult. They're a secretive cult. They don't talk.
You'd think
Right.
the Cthulhu
They
guys
send-
would be secret, but
They
nope.
send secret communications to each other. They don't even they don't like meet up and have like group meetings.
They have their own version of like thieves' cant that they communicate with.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
Oh, nothing.
What else do we got?
Do
you want to roll another cult, or do you want to?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, one more cult.
The three most predominant
3d8s.
cults in the world.
So we know.
Can you hand me a
Yeah.
3 too?
Yes. 3d8.
Crap. 6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8. Okay. This makes it easy. Okay, this cult is the Believers of the Twilight Void.
Ooh, that sounds cryptic. I like it.
Okay. Are you writing this stuff down, John?
Yeah.
I hope he
Okay.
is, because I'm not.
And then
Wait, what? Sorry.
the Twilight Void. The Believers of the
Yeah,
Twilight
yeah,
Void.
I know.
Oh, so maybe no, wait.
It could be Yagma.
Well, wait. What if
He's
that's
one
the
of the,
like
Cthulhu.
they
Uh-huh.
worship the
So do you want
Where
to
the
roll
temple-
on what
where
they
the-
worship,
the
or do you guys
portals
want to
come from?
decide on what they worship?
they worship where the portals come from, or
Yeah.
the being that conjures the portals
So,
and gives the
there's-
monsters.
There's this.
Well, I mean,
God.
what if that being is the guy that he was talking, Yawgmoth, the guy that he was
It's,
talking about,
Actually,
the guy that
Sothoth.
yeah. I mean, what if that's the same person?
So
the one doing the one doing the
basically-
portals is that guy.
So
Yeah.
the
Sokoth?
Sothoth.
Sothoth.
Okay.
So
And then
here's the description, right?
Yeah.
So, Yog-Sothoth is existence itself, and then let's see.
Dude, this just turned out really
Okay.
cool.
He's one of the three major outer gods. So
Okay.
he's basically a space.
Yeah.
God.
He's the Twilight Void.
That fits perfectly.
Okay,
Like,
so-
for
Roll a
Portal.
d10, John, for a notable feature about that cult.
We should make
5.
5. They are known for being secretive. Okay, so we have another quiet cult. But these guys meet, but but they meet in secret.
Wait,
We should-
what is it? Sorry.
They're
we should see.
they're
if
known
we-
for being secretive.
We should see if we can figure out like maybe there's like every so often there's events like portals open, like
Mhm.
you know you can
Well, we
calculate it
talked
to
about
the day.
So
Like maybe it's
so
a day of the year that's like the highest point of like all people fear. You know, like
yeah, the portals.
Yeah.
Let's see
Yeah.
what this guy wants.
portals come
And I
through
mean,
and anything
that guy- yeah.
super massive in terms of monster can
It's
get
kind of
That's so he looks like a beholder.
almost.
That's
One
Yog-Sothoth.
of the
Oh,
Is that Yog-Sothoth?
illustration. Yeah. That's
Yog-Sothoth.
another one.
Jeez.
dude.
Yeah. Okay. So he's the Twilight Void. He is the creator of portals. He's
Yeah.
the Elder God. He's existence. He's all that
Or
stuff.
There's that one.
Oh,
Jeez. Okay, that looks like a gibbering mouther.
yeah, does or a
Indeed,
vine
indeed.
groper.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that most of these
Not groper, roper.
guys can kind
Groper.
of take on whatever.
No, I was saying because the groper is yours.
Yeah.
I'm talking the other
Oh.
thing, the
Yeah.
noodle arm
Uh-huh.
tree looking thing, whatever it is.
Uh-huh. Okay,
It's
so
kind
we
of
got
cool to picture.
we have
Hang on,
3 main
caves a lot.
cults.
So do we want to do that idea that I just talked about, where we like maybe fill out a day where like portals open and stuff
Well, I mean-
just come. It's like a
We
like
probably don't need
like in
to come up
Terraria,
with
like the blood moon.
Yeah,
like,
I
where
mean,
monsters come. through.
yeah, but we probably don't have to come up with like the calendar date,
No.
right? But
We should-
yeah, we should say like that's a day,
Yeah.
like it's more likely during some times of the year than others, you know,
Mhm.
the portals. And then sometimes Yogg just throws one in at random, you know.
Surprise!
So that's a good day.
Sometimes he visits and
Uh-huh.
tries to devour the earth or something.
Yeah.
Good thing it's the size of the sun.
I mean, well, essentially most of those gods are kind of.
They would be
There's
bigger
not
than
really
that.
like a.
there's no
not
size
really-
category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of.
So like they can be bigger than that if they want. Basically,
Mhm.
it's like
It's kind of like Cthulhu. Because he, even in like a lot of the descriptions that people give, it's like he can be the size of a human, or he can be the size of a skyscraper, or he can be bigger,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah, it's up to
or
him.
smaller.
I don't know. I've never looked
Yeah.
into that stuff, so I didn't. I had no
It's
idea.
interesting, but yeah, most of his
Yeah.
depictions are the tentacly faced, bat-winged
Yeah,
creature of the deep. You know.
Yeah.
it's funny that the goddess of or the god of healing is the god of wildfires.
Well, that technically is healing for a landscape. Something
Yeah.
burns down.
It is
and
technically.
it grows back
It's like
twice as
creation
better.
and destruction kind of
Like,
a thing.
yeah.
It's like yeah.
That's what I put as destruction.
Well, and that makes the
Yeah.
most sense for like a
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
maybe
That's why they do
that's
those control
maybe
burns.
that god is like one of the elementals, and that's part like natural disasters. Like
Yeah.
that could make sense.
Yeah.
But we've got
Anyways,
On that list you
we've
have-
got a lot so far.
yeah. You want to keep going down your list, like history of the shields?
Well, I mean, I don't know what do we
or-
know about the no. Let's talk about it. What
Yeah.
what do we know about this? Well, we know that. What do we know about the shields? I have no idea.
So
We know-
one
We
thing-
know that since the shields, there have been no shields, so nobody even thought to make a shield,
Or if they
Yeah.
tried, maybe.
or if they tried, something happened. Right.
One
So
thing-
shields are a no-go.
One thing John brought up that I do
Uh-huh.
like in actually putting into the world, I don't know if we put it down in the cards yet,
I don't know.
but is the 3 shields help to control the magic, and they got lost. That's why the magic surged, and there was a 20-year war, and then all control came back after you reforged the shields. Like, it makes perfect sense if we did it that way, I think. But
Was it 3 shields or 4 shields?
I think
Yeah,
we said 3. I
It
think.
was 3.
Yeah.
There can only
But
be
I mean,
3
we can
shields.
always change that stuff. But yeah, like there can only be those shields, and from then on there were no shields. And then another thing, like, are we including magical shields? Are we including like warding magic,
I wouldn't include that.
or are we just talking about physical shields?
I talk about physical shields, like
Just physical
like
shields.
crafted and
Okay.
enchanted shields cannot be more than you can.
Okay.
So having a person carrying a shield in your party is just
Yeah,
not a
and
thing.
also another thing that we said no on was no supernatural light. So like no unnatural
Yeah.
sources of light. So like that's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
There. So like, where does that come from? Is that
So like
is that one of the Cthulhuoid like deities? Like one of their rules maybe? Like maybe they just decided like we're not going to allow this.
like I think
you know.
all light should be coming from like
Well, I mean, sunlight,
natural-
sunlight and like fire and stuff like that is good,
yeah.
right? That gets let through, but like not.
But like I think the
Maybe
world should
that's
magical
why
light.
there's no shields, is because the like Cthulhu or one of these other deities has
Yeah, I mean,
warped
they
the
are-
mind so
Yeah, they
that
are weird
they
as like a
don't
as like an
understand
aspect.
the concept of being able to create or produce anything
Uh-huh.
like that.
yeah.
And maybe if they try, then it just ends up falling apart somehow,
Mhm.
or they do something wrong.
Yeah,
that
like something
causes
goes
it to
wrong.
break or
No matter
something.
what, you try to make a shield, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Mm. But anyways,
Because that's kind of one of Cthulhu's things.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah, and like the light
so insanity could be a
causes
big
them-
thing,
yeah.
you know,
like the light could also be incorporated like into
Mhm.
like enchanted forests. Like they have a natural glow tint in the trees, and then they have
yeah.
like you have giant volcanoes in sections of continents that spread throughout the entire
well, yeah.
portions of a continent that provide enough light.
And there's
for
no
towns
shortage.
and cities
There's
to
no
go.
shortage of sunlight too, because like the days are only 6 hours.
Yeah,
So it's like it's 6 hour cycle. So like you're only getting like 2.5, 3 hours of sunlight, but it's happening frequently, like
Mhm.
off and on.
yeah. So that's history of the shields a little bit. We'll have to,
Yeah,
we'll have to
I
think
mean,
about
we
it more and maybe come up with some
Flush
more
it
of it.
out.
Yeah, maybe even stat them.
But this one for sure, we should probably have some ideas
What?
on Necropolis. So originally, you guys said it was an undead city.
But then I had that idea that
It could still be an undead city.
yeah. Well, I mean, the idea that I had right when we got together was like that it was like built into the body, into the like dead body of a titan or of one of these elementals, right?
Yeah.
And like that's why they were able to build a city into it, is because the carcass is basically immune to the effects of the environment.
Like, what if this city is just like a quarter of one of the continents? Like, it's that big.
I don't know.
Like,
yeah,
that
I
would
mean,
be really cool.
yeah. If we were to go with that, it just depends on how big the titans
Yeah, I
are.
was going to say that. You'd have to do it based off of the size of the Titan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But you could, I mean, even if the Titan's like massive size, I mean,
And yeah.
if they're
But I mean,
moving
like-
inside, it could be multiple levels.
Yeah,
throughout
exactly.
one.
Like they built on and then they built in. So it's not only like a city, but it's also like got like a dungeon
Kind of
aspect to it.
Caves.
So it's kind of
It's a
like
cave
Erebor in Lord of the Rings, or The Hobbit. I mean, where it's just like built into the mountain, and
Yeah.
it's just like multiple levels.
Yeah, exactly. There's a city, and then like they built into the
Yeah.
the actual body of the Titan. So like it's safe, there to like build a big city, but nowhere else.
Makes sense. I like that. Any other ideas?
I could imagine that most of these towns or cities would be
there's
built
probably
into the earth for the most part.
Yeah,
So for the most part,
like people are probably building underground a lot. I agree.
yeah. I would imagine that
Like-
most of what's on
Like,
the
there's
surface
a
would
there's a lot of
probably be
tunneling.
more of like
What if you make the night like super bad? Like maybe that's where the portals happen. Like maybe it's just a nightly chance. Like maybe it's just
Could
like
be.
that's why people go underground is to be safe from the night.
well, they'd be underground because of the
Because of
natural
the
disasters.
environmental
Yeah,
disasters.
But I
like
could
earthquakes
imagine
would
like
affect them
most
too
of the
underground too.
That's true.
And I could imagine most of the surface would probably be more desolate, more of a wasteland.
Well, I mean, being 53% water, right? Like, there would be a lot of desert in the land.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the land parts, like almost all of the inland would be desert.
Yeah,
Because
there could
like
be a lot of underwater too.
yeah, exactly.
'cause
There
the
could be
water
underwater
the water
stuff.
wouldn't be getting
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
most central part.
Well,
So,
maybe,
like, there would
maybe
be a
by
lot of
magical
desert.
means they've been able to not eliminate, but like weaken the effects of a earthquake underwater. You know, like by some sort of thing they've built.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the same case for Necropolis. Is like them building it in the Titan, and then also they have some sort of external barrier that has been crafted.
Well, yeah, and the Titan's carcass is like immune to the effects.
Yeah. I like
And
it.
that's part of the reason why it's called the City of the Dead, right? Because it's literally built into a dead body.
All right. Well, let's see. Anything else on here we want to talk about? Evolution of warfare in the world. In a world.
I just thought
without
that would
shields.
be interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know what there is to say about that. Like,
Yeah. Not yet, at least.
yeah.
Well, what would this we could talk about? What would early civilization look like before like everything's established? Like, what would it entail?
Probably like probably like smaller, and then a lot of exploration out. They would have to figure out what farming looked like, because like in order for to build a civilization, you have to farm, right? So they would have to figure all that out, right? So they're probably like so like that's probably what it would be like, at least at the beginning, right? It would be like a lot of like small exploration and like pockets of civilization would like build.
Like they've invented
Right.
underground farming.
But yeah,
something.
there would be like you have to figure out farming to build any kind of civilization. So it's like that's basic.
Or
So,
maybe
like,
they've enchanted their land that it floats above the surface and doesn't get affected by natural disasters.
I don't
Maybe
know.
there's a bunch of floating islands all over the place.
Yeah, I mean there could be floating.
Avatar.
There could be floating stuff like in Zendikar. You
Yeah.
know, floating land masses. But yeah, I mean, that's probably what it would look like. Like just like small little sects, like spreading out, and then building civilizations in different places, just like the real world.
So, like, would for discovering how this big city rule works, like that it just eliminates these natural disasters, just eliminate big cities. How would they figure that out? Like, would they
Well,
start
no,
to
I
make
mean
a
they
big?
probably. Well, no, they probably.
Easier,
It's,
at least based off of
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
I think it would be easier just to say that all of this stuff is all happening on one continent.
well, yeah, a lot of it definitely like.
Because, and I think maybe that's. I think that would be the
That could be true.
better option.
That could be true.
Well, what if
Just
like
because
parts
there-
of the
maybe
Like except for the Titans and stuff like that, like like that exists everywhere, but like the all this magical turmoil and like the stuff like that is only
maybe
happening
it started
on, like,
to spread towards these other continents.
That's true.
Or
or
something.
maybe one or two of the continents is just like a exile, like it's unknown, it's not been traveled to, no one knows anything about it. Maybe we're still in the early parts of the development of this world when we actually started
Unless
playing.
one of the continents is developed and that's where the main that's where like everybody stays.
We could
And
roll a
they-
d4 and
they-
see how many of the continents this is happening on.
Let's do it. Only 4. We're rolling.
Leave it up to chance.
4.
Yeah. You're just like, dang it.
1.
All right.
Okay, so it's decided by the dice that only. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Because they could be shipping
like
from
all of
this,
the all
from
of
one
the
of these other
yeah
continents over to
Yeah.
at least kind
Okay.
of feed the people who are there.
yeah. Okay.
And maybe they're exploring, trying to figure out. Maybe there's just a lot of adventurers.
Yeah.
Who are over here.
Yeah.
And then that necropolis is one of the last
Like-
remaining
Like
cities.
it was
or
the only
something.
city that they were actually able to build on this continent
Yeah.
because they figured out how.
Yeah.
But maybe most of it's all just adventurers going over. So there
Okay.
could be multiple parties of adventurers that are on this continent trying
Yeah.
to,
So if we're going with
trying to
that
figure
for-
out how to kind of contain it, maybe keep it on that
So like
continent.
on the other
'Cause maybe
three,
it started to kind of
there's-
spread.
What?
Maybe
Yeah.
this magic surge has started to spread. And
Yeah,
they've
it's like
realized, like, oh
it
crap.
spreads like the corruption in Terraria. Like
Yeah.
eventually,
Something
like
like
it
that.
grows and spreads, like across the terrain.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that.
Uh,
One thing too is like since we've now said it's canon that like the
like I think the shields thing is true all
Yeah.
across the whole entire world, and the elemental stuff and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But like the climate and the like geographical
Well,
issues
And what if
are like
what if this
specific to one
continent-
continent.
also
when this is all happening on, maybe the necropolis was a city before everything kind of blew up. Maybe the Titans were dead. This Titan in particular has been dead for a long time, and they've already built this necropolis in there.
so like how
But this
one
is
thing
like
we
the
learned
last
is how did that
remaining
thing
of-
die? How did the big titan die?
The
Like
Great
was it
War, maybe?
maybe it didn't. Maybe it's sleeping, and everybody just thinks it's dead, and they're just building it.
It's just waiting to be activated.
It's just
That would be
assumed.
cool.
It's assumed that it's dead, right? And
It's got
they just kinda-
overgrowth on it. It's
Well,
just
they
assumed
just
to
kind
be
of found it that way. Well, no,
Yeah.
it's a feature of like of the environment because it's like these things are big. These things are like
Mhm.
like a mountain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like this is like a feature of the
maybe
land. You know what I
Vegetation
mean?
has grown up onto
Yeah.
this. You know.
Uh huh. But yeah, a lot of this sounds good. There's a weight down here.
And also, one thing I wanted to mention,
Uh-huh.
I think along with the whole shield aspect and having that be
Uh-huh.
the marker for control of magic, I think it would be cool to implement into the history that there's like certain beings that can take that power and use it.
And like conjure the shields or
be the like a shield bearer kind of a thing, you know, like be able to use the power that the shields provide to keep magic in control to do whatever,
yes.
you know.
So it's like a source of power. For
certain individuals, for very special
Yeah, if you
individuals.
can master that
Yeah.
power, like it's a source of power.
It's like a Herculean power for certain individuals. It's like essentially like having.
Well, I mean, there's probably also a cult built around the shields, right? That's probably a cult too. Like,
Yeah.
and
It's like having the
that-
gene in X-Men for having a mutant gene, like having a specific. You are meant to be
yeah.
part of.
So it's like
this magic.
sort of like a sorcerer subclass,
Yeah.
type of a thing. Anyways,
But I think that would be cool.
but yeah, do we have anything else?
I don't think so.
Then we'll.
Well, we did pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a lot shorter because I had nothing. I had tables.
All right. Well, I think that's where we'll end it off today, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Once again, just a reminder that our book is out on the website now. The PDF version of it, the physical version, will be coming out later this year. We're not quite sure when.
In a while.
We're still looking into different publishing aspects, but it is on the website. $15 will get you a copy, and then we also have a bunch of other accessories and dice and all that. So check that out on the website. And make sure you like and share and subscribe on this podcast on both the RSS feed and the video, and keep that going because we're seeing the results of it. So thanks everyone for watching once again, and we'll see you guys in the next one.